Alright, just making this video about my peppers, tomatoes, and my little trailer that I bought this year. My first ever home. The lawn, I've done a pretty good job. Put some lime on it and a lot of fertilizer and stuff this year. It beats my neighbor's yard. It's got weed killer, except there's still a lot of this crap. What is it? Crabgrass. So I'm disappointed in that. And then I planted some wildflowers here. It worked out pretty good. So that's something nice to see when you gotta live in a trailer. It's nice to be able to have some flowers to look at. Anyways, this guy's passed away, I think. But there was a bunch of trash here and stuff when I moved here. I got most of it cleaned up here. But my tomatoes, I came out here, and this is like, our town is like a liberal college town. And there's a lot of deer just walking everywhere. And deer were just chewing off, like, I came out here one night recently, and I've got some pretty good tomatoes so far, but it's really slowed down. And I've come out here and seen a lot of little tomatoes on the ground. So I was like investigating it, and I came out here and there was 2 buck deer standing right here. And they still had the like felt on their antlers or whatever it is, the skin hadn't fallen off yet. And but I sprayed it with a bunch of pepper spray. It said you could spray pepper spray around there. It's kind of killed off some leaves, but the tomatoes hadn't died off yet, so I'm gonna. And I haven't seen the deers, and I haven't seen tomatoes on for a while after the deer discovered it. I got quite a few tomatoes before they ever even knew it was there, I think. So get back here to my peppers. I'm just basically documenting this for, just my own documentation. Next year I might look at it. I don't know, hopefully I won't be living in a trailer anymore, but that's just where life led me. Bad behavior get you there. So here's my 3 cayenne, long slim cayenne. I think that's what they're called. The one in the back there with all the flowers on it, I believe has blossom end rot, because it never produced full-size produce. As you can see, there's one little bitty guy there. You see how little it is compared to my finger? Okay. And here's the regular, these will be turning red. And it doesn't matter, because I planted 2 more cayennes over there. I'll show you here in a minute that I like better, that I'll be going to next year. There's nothing wrong with long slim cayennes. They still, the ones I harvest this year, I could still might use them some way in salsas or hot sauces, or just mincing them up and eating them, because capsaicin is good for you, All right, so we'll move on to the next pepper. So basically there's 3 plants here, and they're all Caribbean red habaneros. But 2 of them are extremely small and overshadowed by the great big one. The great big one has like probably 40 or 50 peppers on it right now. Here's just to show you. That's one of the little ones right here. Here is another one of the little ones underneath that big wing of the big one. And the big one pretty much spans all that you see. And it's starting to get red Caribbean habaneros on the bottom part of it. So I'm gonna need to harvest these. You can't leave them red on the branch for too long, but you got to make sure they're fully red. And these are nice. I certainly want to use those in my salsas and hot sauces. And every now and then I just like to eat one. If you can handle the heat, go ahead and try it. Caribbean red habanero. I think they can get up to 500,000 Scoville heat units, and the low number is like 300 and some thousand. So they're a nice specimen, and they're not like the red Savina habaneros. Caribbean red were actually not genetically altered. Like, somebody bred the red Savinas. Caribbean reds were existent when they found them. So, but anyways, it doesn't really matter. But I like the OG stuff, the original stuff. And those are hot for OGs. Those are nice. All right, and then we got, but I also want to try the chocolate habanero. I'll grow them next year, maybe. 6 or 7 poblano peppers plants. At least 2 of them aren't producing anything and never really grew that tall. And as you can see, we've got some mature size on there, and there's more on the plant behind it. And the plant over here's got some. But they're still not, the poblanos this year still aren't as big as you'll buy in a grocery store. You know, those can get like 6-7 inches long. These are only like 4 inches at the most. So I'm not real happy about that, but if I get a lot of them, I guess it won't matter as long as they're mature and they taste right. But I haven't even eaten one yet. What I did do is mince about 6 or 7 of them up so I can freeze them. Because they're going to go bad if I don't eat them. And I'll put them in my salsa later on, my nacho dip salsa, nacho cheese dip, pepper salsa with black beans in it. I got a pretty good recipe going. All right, so we'll move on from poblanos and talk about my serranos. And I got quite a bit just waiting for them to turn red there. You can harvest them green, but you know, they're got more flavor red. And as you can see, there's one down here that's starting to turn red. I've harvested several off of this plant right here. Oh man, look. 2 little dead ones. It's too bad. But yeah, I'm going to wait for all these to turn red because that'll be all I'll need this year when it comes to serranos. Because I've already harvested probably 25 or so. And, you know, a lot of people harvest them when they're green. I have in the past. I did this year. Some of the ones I've frozen are green. But, then they do that so you'll get more grow on afterwards. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't need more to grow on there. So I'm going to let all these turn red because it adds flavor. And then what we have, we're going to turn bell peppers, our sweet yellow bell peppers. As you see, we got a giant one right here. But, you know, we got a couple more right there. These plants are starting to bend over. But they're pretty, you know, they're pretty strong at the root. But none of these are turning yet yellow. And it's been a while. It's been a while. We're into August now, and all of these were back here for quite a while. And they still haven't produced a fully ripe yellow fruit. Okay, and these are the cayennes that I wanted to talk about. Ring of Fire cayennes. And don't get me wrong, the other cayennes are fine, but these have so much more flavor. They're not fully red yet. See on the top there's still a little bit of dark color there. Same with this one. Same with this one. Anyways, I got interrupted, cut off there. These Ring of Fire cayennes, really good flavor on those. I think they average 30 to 50,000 Scoville heat units, maybe 60 or something. So they're a little hotter than the long slim cayennes. But and these here, I really screwed up my red bell peppers. I didn't prune them at all, and I think that's why we got just a bunch of little bitty peppers in a plant that didn't grow very tall. Same on this one. But they turn fully red and I can harvest them and they're flavorful. I guess it's okay with a bunch of little bitty ones, but it's not ideal. And then what we have here are our Big Bertha green bell peppers. Big Bertha. As you can see here, here's a Big Bertha. They get pretty long. They're supposed to get up to 7 inches long. That's not quite 7 inches, about 5 maybe. I've already harvested a couple and they weren't 7 inches either. They were probably about, I don't know, 5, maybe 6 at the most. But anyways, yeah, this is my little pepper patch. I'll do fine on the serranos. Hopefully the Caribbean Reds here will start to, you know, it's August now. It's almost mid-August. So what I've got on there may take till mid-September to harvest, and it start get cold at night. They ain't gonna make that much more. So I'm estimating I'll get about 50 at the most, and that's kind of disappointing. So yeah, there's a chili woman here in town. She grows all kinds of stuff. I might have to buy. I don't think she grows Caribbean Reds, but she grows just red habaneros, which are, I think, the red Savinas, which are bred, genetically bred with other stuff. They're not a natural. They weren't the OG naturally occurring Caribbean Red. Anyways, and I don't think they're as hot as the Caribbean Reds, but anyways, yeah, just wanted to document my growing season. It's been pretty good. I mean, I'd really like to have some of my own property and grow an actual real garden with sweet corn and, grow some mushmelon. I love mushmelon late summer, really cold, eating in the morning out of the refrigerator. Just love it. But hell, I'd also like to grow some blueberries, raspberries, and blackberries. Blackberries natural around here tastes great, but good luck finding a natural blackberry plant sometimes they don't grow, that they're not very big around here. So, but yeah, it'd be nice to have my own property, get my own stuff growing, but yeah, we'll see. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you watched, I made this video basically for my own documentation, but if you can talk about it if you want. I appreciate your viewership. Have a nice day.